checking out the Blu-ray Hunter. I'm the Blu-ray Hunter, Jonathan Moody, and I'm here with...
Presenza, known as the Moo Cow. Moo!
All right, and we are going to be talking about our Blu-ray picks of haul of the month of February. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make it so we can both be in the frame and stuff, and you keep kind of going out of frame for a second, so trying to make sure. All right, so here we go. I guess the first one that, let's see. I'm gonna do mine first, and then we will do his right after.
Like half, then mine, then his other half.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got like 12 here, or 12 or 13, something like that, in that area. So I guess I'll talk about my, just a few of here. I mean, these are random, and I'll try to mention where I got these from. First of all, we want to mention a really cool place that we went to. What's it called?
The Book Exchange.
The Book Exchange in Norfolk.
That's right.
It's
in Ward's Corner. As soon as you go over the bridge, if you're coming from the north side, and it's right off of Colley Avenue, and it's a great place. It's been there forever. They deal in used books, used movies, all kinds of cool stuff there. So they gave us a pretty good deal for some stuff, so we thought we'd give them a shout out. Thanks a lot, Book Exchange.
Yep, and it's at 116 East Little Creek Road in Norfolk, Virginia, and their phone number is 757-583-2665. If you'd like to call them up and talk to them about what they might have.
They got a ton of books and movies, so definitely go check it out.
Yeah, they had a lot of movies. They had a bigger Blu-ray selection than I thought, but still, I'm very picky when it comes to Blu-rays nowadays because I have so many. So, like, I want to make sure that I get... I mean, I'd love to get every Blu-ray, trust me, and everything. But I've got to be a little careful. So I did get 2 Blu-rays, and I got a bunch of DVDs that you'll find out in our Indie Film Cafe haul. So we'll go back to that, and we'll give them another shout-out in that one as well. But the first ones I got there are Aloha, a Cameron Crowe movie that stars Bradley Cooper, Emma Stone, Rachel McAdams, Bill Murray, John Krasinski, Danny McBride, and Alec Baldwin. I mean, that cast alone just thrilled me. And it's got commentary by Cameron Crowe, which he always does commentary, and I love Cameron Crowe. I haven't seen it. I know it. I don't think it did very well, and I don't think it was maybe a very good movie, but still interested in checking it out. The other movie I have seen and I love to death, Hitchcock. The Alfred Hitchcock story of the making of Psycho. I actually own the book that it's based off of, and I haven't owned this movie yet, but I've been wanting to, if I could ever find it for a good price. Found it for a pretty good price. I think they had it for like $7 at, was it 7 or 5? Something like that. It was a pretty good, yeah, it was $7, because if you get 3 of them, their deal was like $18 for.
Oh, yeah. And then the DVDs were like, if you got 5, they were $4 a piece.
Yeah, so it was a pretty good deal. So anyway, those are those things, and then do these,
and that's the Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, it's not the other one. There's another one that was called The Girl, and which awful title, by the way. I hated that title, but that one's made him look creepy. This one just made him look like he was kind of a little bit mean, and stuff like that, which he probably was a little bit, but he, I don't know.
I mean, not Stanley Kubrick mean, but mean enough. Meaner than you would have thought.
But a lot of directors are. Like, I bet even Tarantino's a little mean. You have to be if you want to be. If you want to be a director, you got to be a little bit mean.
That's right.
So anyway, American Pie 2, I got at 7-Eleven. It's got your favorite girl on it, Allison Hannigan.
Yay!
So there you go. Cute movie, but it's kind of funny because I bought American Reunion first as my first American Pie Blu-ray. Then I got American Wedding. Now I got American Pie 2, and eventually I have to get American Pie 1. I'll eventually have to find that one. That's actually my favorite. It's funny. It's like, these are like my least favorites too,
And then get American Cake, an American Cupcake, an American Strudel, American Donut.
American Movie. That's a good one.
There you go. I can't wait for that to come out on Blu-ray.
All right, so this is a movie that we're gonna do. So I'm not sure. Should I mention this yet?
Sure.
All right. Well, on the next podcast, not this one coming up, but the next one in March, like the second one we're gonna do in March, we're gonna be doing No Retreat, No Surrender.
Oh dear.
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Jean-Claude Van
And I had to
Damme.
buy it, and I'm so excited. Can't wait to dive into that. We've got a really cool guest that'll be coming in and joining us for that one. So also this was something that Paul picked up last month, and I picked up this month. Is the
Monkey
Fly.
see, monkey do. You got the fly.
Well, I saw it before, but didn't pick it up. And then when you mentioned you got it and everything, I was like, I might as well
Classic
grab
horror
it.
film.
And then also from Best Buy, I got Snatch
Yay.
on Steelbook. It's kind of cool. I love this. It's not much. I don't think there's much difference other than maybe a better looking to. But the thing that it's got all the same features and stuff as the DVD did. So not much of a upgrade. But this is an upgrade because this is the movie Upgrade. And this movie is awesome. If you guys have not seen this film, it's my favorite movie of last year. Period. Like, I mean, out of all the movies that came out last year, this is my favorite. And it came out in January too. So, like, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be hard to beat.
What's it about?
Basically, it's was done by Blumhouse, and it's written and directed by Lee Winnell, who wrote the Saw movies and Insidious movies and stuff like that. But basically, it's about technology overtaking our lives. How we are so dependent on technology that what if we were able to have like some kind of implement in our brain that could help us to be better humans or whatever. And so this guy takes it because he's almost gonna die, so he needs something to kind of keep him alive, and they give him this like, you know, untested treatment thing that the government doesn't really know about. And then, of course, all hell breaks loose when it just takes over his body and probably mind and starts to kind of overrule him and everything.
Interesting. It was a good movie.
Oh, it was great.
It's curious because typically, I mean, historically, January is usually considered the graveyard for new films, and it's where people, you know, where movies usually get dumped if they don't think it's going to do well. But
Blumhouse tends to put movies out that they think are going to be like sleeper hits then.
Okay.
So Upgrade was last year,
Probably a good
and
strategy.
this year was Glass, and Glass did pretty well. I haven't seen it yet. I want to. I'm gonna buy it. It comes in March or April or something, so it'll be on one of my hauls because I want that on 4K.
probably a wise decision on their part because, like I said, most of the other companies are just dumping the movies they don't really care too much about.
Exactly. So I think Upgrade was one of my favorites, and it was actually my favorite film of last year. It was just a really well done.
I'll have to check
movie.
it out.
I hadn't bought it till now, and main reason I was waiting for the price to drop because $15 is a lot for a Blu-ray these days, you know. But I was like, I saw it in the thing. I was like, I've got some extra money, might as well pick it up. So there you go. And the other one I got from Best Buy is Gentleman's Agreement, which I don't know much about other than it stars Gregory Peck, and it's about apparently it's Elia Kazan, and it earned Academy Awards for Best Picture, Best Supporting Actress, Celeste Holm, and Best Director. Gregory Peck stars as a New York City journalist who poses as a Jew to investigate anti-Semitism. So,
Interesting.
it's got some commentary by June Havoc, Richard Schickel, and Celeste Holm. So, I'm wondering if those are people that worked on the movie or people. I know Celeste Holm did, but wonder if the other people might be people that actually just had I don't know, just whatever. But it's also produced by Daryl Zanuck.
Okay.
So that's awesome. Your turn.
Okay, so for me, as we've mentioned probably in the past, I tend to restrict my Blu-ray purchases to movies that that I really, really, really like, and that B, I think would be, you know, improved because of the clarity of the picture and the special effects, etc. So I tend not to get movies, even some movies that I like, if they aren't visually sort of spectacular. However, every now and again I go back into the Wayback Machine and I get a few movies from my youth that really kind of mean something to me, and that's what I've done this particular month. So First one is the classic horror, The Legend of Hell House. One of my absolute favorite haunted house movies that's out there. It's just absolutely fantastic, and this has got all kinds of great extras, and it's got a director, interview with the director, and it's got an interview with Pamela Franklin in there, and I love Pamela Franklin. She's like one of my favorite 70s horror movie chicks from back in the day, and it's got this great performance by Roddy McDowall, and it's
Roddy McDowall.
yeah,
Man.
fabulous set, and it's just a great movie. And the thing is, this is really an interesting film because it really is kind of along the area where ghost movies stopped being just kind of like guys in sheets and just kind of really scary things. It actually became sort of psychosexual and physical and bloody and violent, and it was very effective. So
Awesome.
classic film. And then the second one I got is actually a twofer. It is the classic Richard Lester take on the Musketeers, the Three Musketeers and the Four Musketeers. Fabulous movies, best Musketeer movies ever, bar none. And the interesting thing about this, there's a story behind this. The reason why it's put out like this. Originally, it was shot as a single film, one long film by Richard Lester, and what happened was that he split it in half. And then on the second film, he had Frank Finlay come back and add this sort of voiceover part in the beginning and in the end, and released it as two films. Well, at the time, all of the actors were only paid for the one. Ooh. So yeah, that's just it. And there was no laws about that then. So this is the movie that set off the whole lawsuit that got SAG into saying, hey, you released two movies, you've got to pay our actors for two movies.
Yep. And
they kind of went back and forth, and it became a big thing, and eventually, of course, the SAG won. But these are fabulous. This has got Oliver Reed, Raquel Welch, Christopher Lee, Michael York, Faye Dunaway, Charlton Heston, and it's got Richard Lester. If you know anything about him, you know he has these odd, subversive little bits of humor in there. Fabulous. The special effects are great. The music. I bought the soundtrack to these years ago because I loved the music to both of these films. They're just absolutely fantastic. Best versions of the Musketeers ever. Highly recommended.
All right. Well, I guess that was it for yours, and now on to my last ones. I feel like I'm missing something, so if I am, I'll put that to the next haul. But I still haven't brought over the Darkstone ones yet, and I need to eventually do a Darkstone show.
Get a monkey.
Yeah, I need to do a Darkstone show or something, and
we do
put that on there. But yeah, and then I looked over. I saw 2 Blu-rays, but those are 2 Blu-rays that I've already shown, so you can't bring those up there. So all right, so this is a John Wayne movie that I've heard of but never seen, which is Cahill. A commentary by the director and everything, and it's apparently lawman J.D. Cahill. I mean, he always plays like sheriffs and stuff, and law guys or whatever. If he's not just playing regular cowboys or whatever, he's playing like the sheriff and stuff like that. So, interesting. I want to see it at some point, I guess. I'm not really a Western fan, but I do like John Wayne, and I like Clint Eastwood as like in my Westerns and stuff. So I'll almost watch anything with those guys, as Westerns. But next is Sylvester Stallone movie called Bullet to the Head. I've heard of this movie, but I've never seen it. And for $2.99 at 7-Eleven, I can pass it up. So it's $2.99 at 7-Eleven for the Cahill as well. And then this is a movie that I'm going to be doing for Blu-ray Hunter. I'm going to be doing a review for, which is Irrational Fear. I just saw this, and let me tell you, it is freaking amazing. It is really good for a low budget, horror flick. It's just really good. Basically, it's a Slasher Studios, and they're the company that did this movie called like Reunion of Terror or something like that. Reunion. But they did something else, and they team up with LA Horror, and basically the idea is these group of people. They're not like kids. They're like groups of different people are brought to this secluded cabin to work on getting therapy for their fears, for their irrational fears. So like one person has a fear of ghosts, and another person,
Yeah, I think I've heard about this. I've heard it was
And-
pretty good.
and the other person has like a fear of being ugly. Is one thing or something, like not feeling like insecurities, but like feeling like that, things like that. So they have all these different fears, and they don't realize like their fears start to kind of come out, one by one through the different stuff that they're doing there and things. And the guy who plays like the doctor, who is obviously he's young, so it's Charles Chudabala, and I love him to death. I think he's an amazing actor, but he like plays it so well too. I loved it. He just reminds me of B.D. Wong from I'll mention it probably in my review, from like Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I almost felt like he was doing that, on purpose. So just wonderful.
Channel.
All right. So here are my 4Ks. I got four 4Ks this month. Don't know if I'll do that next month or not, but I think 4Ks a month is a pretty good amount.
I wonder when you're going to have 4Ks.
4,000 4Ks? That'll be good. I'd love to see that.
There's a goal for you.
But, yeah, I don't know. That'll be a while. It's like a few years, maybe.
I don't know. Your rate.
At my rate, I don't know. We'll see. All right, first off, Bohemian Rhapsody. Had to get it. I know it was up for like Academy Awards, and I think it won some stuff and everything. It is one of those movies. I love Queen. I love their music, so I'm interested. I know a lot of it's already been kind of said in different things and documentaries and Wikipedia. You could probably find all this information out. But just seeing, like, I love biopics on bands sometimes that I know of. If I know the band, I'm excited to watch a biopic about them. So it's one of those things. And then I tried watching this. I haven't finished it yet, and I'm not saying like I didn't like it or whatever. I watched it on Friday. I tried to watch it last Friday.
What is
and
it?
It's called Assassin's Creed.
Oh, Assassin's Creed movie. Yeah.
And I was sort of sick. I was sick. I wasn't feeling good. I came home from work, and I was like, I want to watch something. And I shouldn't have picked something I had not seen because I just couldn't get into it. I was not feeling good. And plus, our friend Phil Duffy died that day and everything. And I found that out. So I was already depressed, like there was a lot going on that day. And so I tried watching. I couldn't get into it at that time, but I will. It looked great. It looked awesome. So I'm anxious to see it.
That's based on a game.
Yeah. Speaking of which, also based on a game, Overlord.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing a review. Sam and I are going to be doing a review of it. Sam Holderfield and I have started a show called Horror, Blood, and Coffee. And this was going to be our first pick for the thing. So I'll let you guys know what I think. I watched it already. I can't tell you guys yet my thing because the whole idea is we're not going to say anything until that day. Then we're going to either argue or we're going to agree, And we're not even like trying to find out what each other thought of it, or whatever.
Well,
because,
I've not seen it, but I've heard good things about it.
it's Nazi zombies. I mean,
Who doesn't love Nazi zombies?
Yeah. I'll tell you more later because I can tell you, but I can't tell the audience.
Nine.
So, anyway, and last but not least, you're going to love this. Serenity.
Yay!
I had to get this on 4K.
That's awesome.
I've been wanting to get this for a while and just was like, it was for $15, but Best Buy had a deal where you could get two $15 movies for $20.
Oh, that's great.
Was it two? Yeah, it was $2.15. For $20. So I just bought this and was it Assassin's Creed together for $20. Well worth it.
It's actually a very good film.
So that's it. That's our haul for the month of March. This is a longer video than I was expecting, even though I didn't know we had a big haul. I don't think the next one's going to be nearly as long on the Indie Film Cafe.
We shall see.
But we'll see in a little bit because we haven't done that one yet. All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out the Blu-ray Hunter on YouTube, which you should be on right now. Check us out on Indie Film Cafe as well, our YouTube page on there. And check us out on indiefilmcafe.reviews, sickflickproductions.com, and horrorbloodandcoffee.com. Is that already out now? You guys can check that out and see some information and everything. And each week I'm hoping to put some more stuff in there, new news and things like that to kind of keep everything kind of fresh and
Fresh.
everything. So, all right, well, thank you guys for checking this out.
Bye.